Whenever you're ready, my friend.
In America, there are thousands of people with chronic diseases stuck in hospice beds counting their last days. These people, no matter how good of a life they lived or how happy they were before they got sick, are in a terrible predicament. It does not matter how positive a person is, it is impossible for a person who is close to death and in a lot of pain to be very happy. Despite how morose it seems, many people in this condition are just waiting for the pain to end and just hoping their life will be over as soon as possible. Many doctors and critics of physician-assisted suicide believe ending someone's life is just wrong and inhumane, but the opposite is true in the case of physician-assisted suicide. In all cases where the patient asks and gives consent to end their life, it is because it is what the patient wants. No one wants to live through the pain of the end of a long battle with terrible disease. In fact, by not allowing physician-assisted suicide, patients are becoming more sad and depressed. It is just wrong to keep a struggling person alive if they do not want to be and have a good medical reason not to live any longer. Imagine being someone who has had a painful disease for years and has reached a point where there is no hope of living much longer. Instead of painfully going through monotonous and dull days for the rest of your life, you most likely would choose to end your life in a controlled way. For years, humans have put down animals near death, and there's no reason it cannot be done to humans. With improvements in medicine, it is possible to end the pain and suffering of people near death, just like what has been done with animals for years. If doctors have the ability to end the pain of people near death, then why shouldn't they? Many people argue that it's against the Hippocratic Oath, but if the patient is giving consent and is urging to go through with the procedure, then it is the doctor's job to make sure the patient gets the treatment that they want. Why not capitalize on advancements in technology and medicine and make the quality of life better for people? The ability for physician-assisted suicide to even happen in a controlled manner is a great scientific achievement and should be used for bettering the lives of people. There may be people who believe that physician-assisted suicide is bad for people and any suicide at all is wrong and should not be done. Even though this may seem like a valid point, physician-assisted suicide is much different and is for the benefit of the person who it affects. By disallowing physician-assisted suicide, people are being hurt and becoming more depressed.
2 minutes, 36 seconds. Khan, introduction.
Life, the most precious gift anyone in this room will ever receive. When we are born, this is the only thing we are guaranteed. We are all provided with a chance to succeed, a chance to change the world, a chance to love, etc. Nobody should have the right to take this away in any circumstance. When a patient is terminally ill, they have many options to cope with their situation. Modern medicine has made it possible to eliminate all physical pain in just about every circumstance. Because of this, many patients can live comfortably and/or normally until their time is up. Evidence has shown that patients are very likely to survive longer than their estimated time given to them by their doctor. This means that patients often spend a longer time in the hospital, using the hospital's space, money, time, and resources. If physician-assisted suicide is made legal in the United States, the lives of many individuals would be put at stake. Human rights and the Hippocratic Oath would be completely overlooked. It is our mission today to convince you that PAS is not in the best interest of the American people. In America, life is valued and treasured. This is evident in the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution. As Americans, we cannot afford to jeopardize this.
1 minute, 24 seconds. Point 1, pro.
Physician-assisted suicide economically benefits the family of the ill. Health costs are extremely high in the United States compared to other nations around the world. This creates an economic burden on the families who have terminally ill relatives. The patients should have the choice to die on their own terms and give back to their families. Source C states, under any new system of healthcare delivery, as at present, it would be far less likely to give a lethal injection than to care for a patient through the dying process. It is proven that healthcare is much more expensive, including hospice centers. This puts families through tough economic situations as they try to make the last days of their family member's life comfortable. If the patient desires, they should be able to die with the help of a doctor. The patient should be able to give a final gift to their family in the form of economic stability before they inevitably pass.
In addition to economically benefiting the family of the ill, physician-assisted suicide will also benefit the economy of the government. Every year, health spending accounts for a huge portion of government spending. It would cost the government significantly less money if terminally ill patients had the availability to use a lethal injection. Thus, the government would be able to spend the large sums of money that are currently spent on caring for these people who are inevitably going to die, to help those who have a chance of surviving and beating their disease. This would afford someone else the chance to recover, which may not have been an option prior due to lack of resources. In order to benefit both the family and the government financially, physician-assisted suicide should be legalized with proper regulations.
1 minute 38 seconds. Rebuttal.
Deciding to legalize physician-assisted suicide and having this option be more costly effective would make a scary realization that doctors may start to have wrong intents and almost persuade patients to choose this path instead of trying to live. I mean, even if it is a little bit more expensive, we have to decide whether or not life is more
Yeah, if
valuable.
we're putting money over the lives of our families, that's just a scary path to go down. Like, that's not where we want to go with this. The point is the value of life here, not the money.
We as a society should realize that our elders and the ill, we should not put a price on their lives. They should be more than just a dollar bill.
50 seconds. Point 1, Con.
Point one.
No.
Physician-assisted suicide has been and still is a debated topic. Within the United States, each state should be able to make their own decision on this topic. Physician-assisted suicide is legal in a total of 6 states. 5 states, California, Colorado, Oregon, Vermont, and Washington, legalize physician-assisted suicide via legislation. The other state, Montana, has also legalized physician-assisted suicide via court ruling. The other 44 states consider physician-assisted suicide illegal. This ratio of 6 to 44 proves that physician-assisted suicide is viewed as illegal instead of legal within the United States. In 2 cases from 1997, the United States Supreme Court ruled physician-assisted suicide is not a protected liberty under the Constitution. However, a number of doctors and terminally ill patients brought to light the constitutionality of the assisted suicide laws, claiming these laws to go against our 14th Amendment. Although these rulings were flawed, the decision was ultimately up to the courts of the specific states. This is the way it should be throughout all the states of the United States.
1 minute 13 seconds. Rebuttal.
This is America. We have the power to choose here. That is our freedom. So yes, the ratio is 6 to 44, but that is quickly changing. The important part here is the quality of life, not the quantity. Life is not sitting drugged up, high on morphine in a hospital bed. The number of days is not what matters. What matters is the quality of those days. What is the point of living if you're not going to enjoy it?
And as Troy kind of said in the beginning, we have rights, but it's your right to choose, not to have someone choose for you, not to have a government say you can't choose. it's your right to choose, and the government is supposed to let you have those rights. So physician-assisted suicide should be legal.
If we have the right to choose life, we should also have the right to choose death.
55 seconds.